Okay, hi, this is Paul Slack. It's Good News Planet.tv. I'm here with Thomas Bradshaw. Hey, Thomas, how are you?
Fine, wonderful, great to be here.
It's great to have a moment to share with you in front of a camera, because we're usually out and about doing some nice things together, and this is special to actually speak with an important actor and a good Samaritan and a great guy, and thank you for coming by, and we'll share some good thoughts with us.
A pleasure.
Well, ours, and well, give us a little bit about your background, and so our audience can know a little more about you.
Okay, I'm an actor, opera singer, and producer, not necessarily in that order. And I'm married to a lovely girl, Diane Bradshaw, who's an entertainment attorney. And together we are trying to increase the visibility of our friends who are filmmakers, who are producing screenplays and theater projects in New York City. Currently she's working at a law firm which is in mergers, negotiations, to blend with another firm in Manhattan. And she has started the entertainment law firm to help actors, singers, filmmakers, producers, musicians, entertainers, editors, all to aspire to their dreams and to get their projects completed.
All right, beautiful. And well, give me a little bit more about some of your, let's start with the acting part of you. Because I believe you were just in a, was it a movie on some network?
I was so grateful, because there are about 166,000 active members in the SAG-AFTRA union, and I was chosen to be in an HBO drama called Paterno, starring Al Pacino. It was the greatest thrill of my life. I just couldn't believe my good fortune. And it came out on HBO in April, and it's now going to be circling the globe, I hope, and possibly to be shown on Netflix in the near future.
You played Al Pacino, or you played Paterno?
I played the husband of Paterno's secretary in a very demanding and scary scene.
Oh.
So,
who was Paterno, for those that might not know who Paterno was?
Joe Paterno, he was the coach involved in the sex scandal at Penn State University a few years ago. And I'm sure many people have heard about the Jerry Sandusky case, when he unfortunately started a foundation which led to molestation of some child football players and youth in Pennsylvania. So it was a national scandal all over the country, and
big disappointment.
Did just a marvel. Everybody's hoping he gets an Emmy for that.
Okay, well, yes, you know, it's a shame situations occur, and they get complicated, and never actually sometimes get to the bottom of why things are the way they are. So let's talk more on back to a more positive mind, good news kind of thing.
Good news, good news.
So producing, what's up there?
Well, Diane has started at her law firm, and her contact number, since we're in merger negotiations, she can be reached at 917-783-8125. And at the current law firm, she started the entertainment division. And we are currently working on 3 screenplays and at least 3 or 4 theater projects, trying to bring them to off-Broadway. As a matter of fact, one of our projects called The Police, a New York Love Story, we just had the first table reading 2 weeks ago, written by a dear friend, Catherine Leary. And some of these things take 2 and 3 years to bring to fruition, because the financing, of course, is always a major hurdle. But we do have many contacts, and we try to introduce filmmakers to potential investors so the projects can get completed.
That sounds good. Let me ask you, because I'm going to say for me the big one, because I can get some enjoyment here from being a musician myself. Is there anything you'd like to share with us before I ask you to sing something?
Oh my God! I'm not surprised, you know.
I got the piano.
And
Let's
he
go
plays,
and do
and
it.
he plays piano. What can I tell you?
I got the sax out. I'll do everything. Let's play some music.
Oh, you're a wind player. A wind player.
Yeah, hornman. Yeah, sax.
Hornman, yeah. Sax, clarinet, flute, the whole gamut.
The flute I couldn't get. Somehow I couldn't do that, but the other ones, yes. But anything else you'd like to share?
Well, feel free to contact us. And if you're
Okay.
in New York City and you have a project, a screenplay or a theater project, or we have many, many connections. So
They do.
call us. And as a matter of fact, another interesting fact, my wife Diane Bradshaw was in the entertainment business. She was a triple threat. She was an actor, singer, and dancer for 30 years before she decided to go to law school and become an entertainment attorney. After acting in like
There's a good news
Sopranos and Law and Order, doing a lot of work in touring off Broadway, and she had many roles in the Gilbert and Sullivan repertoire. She decided to go to law school at age 50, and now she loves working behind the camera and helping people get things done.
There we go. And they are like two peas in a pod. When you hang out with them, there's no doubt about
Well, she's
that.
put up with me for 36 years, so I'm a lucky boy. I'm a lucky boy. Yeah.
It's all good. It's really great stuff. So, well, you know, I think though, before I ask you some other things, I want to ask you, what is, you know, we're involved with the International Day of Peace. You guys have been involved with it. What does peace mean to you? And if you could say your name, that would be wonderful.
Thomas Bradshaw. I think peace, we're at a time in history now where there's a lot of tension and disruption all over the world. I think we need to come together more to help the future generations to have a life and to finally put down the nuclear threats that we're constantly living under since the last 60 years. And people need to just think of others more and put other people before them. Put them first.
Beautiful. And we've started a love channel. I'd like to ask you, if you could say your name again, what does love mean to you?
Thomas Bradshaw. Love means always putting the other person first. My mother always taught me the golden rule: do unto others as you would have them do unto you. When we reach a period when we can think of the other person before ourselves, many more things can be accomplished, and love will generate and carry out throughout all alterations and all denominations. And I've known Paul for many years, and he's a sweetheart. And it's
Thank
a
you.
pleasure to be here today.
It's a pleasure to be with you. Now, I will say, from my limited knowledge of opera, that almost every opera has something to do with love. And so, if you would think on an opera that you would want to give 2 or 3 notes, if you so desire, to sing, what would that opera be?
I think that would be La Traviata, because of the love-hate relationship between Alfredo and his father, Papa Germont. And one of my wonderful, greatest mentors I was blessed to have in my life was the Puerto Rican baritone Pablo Elvira, who has since passed. And he would explain the stories of these operas to me, which would bring tears to your eyes. Because let's face it, opera is just everyday life. We all have problems, situations. We get angry with our friends, our neighbors, our family, and we just need to work things out more. But La Traviata is one of the jewels of the operatic repertoire.
I love it. I love it. And what was one of the main songs that come out of that opera?
Well, the main song is The Queen of the Night, sung by the Violetta, the lead soprano. And it takes a soprano of a lot of power, control over her voice, and an excellent technique to sustain it. And over the past 50, 60 years, we've had wonderful, wonderful sopranos. Maria Callas, Joan Sutherland, and many, many others who did marvelous jobs with all of these operas in the lyric repertoire.
I interviewed another woman who was married to the president of NBC. Jeepers Creepers, I can't remember her name. Supposedly did maybe the most amount of La Traviatas. Oh God, I'm so sorry, I can't remember it right now. But how about a male role in that in that opera. What was one of the most renowned songs from La Traviata that a tenor sings? In fact, what are you?
Oh, well, I was a tenor for 30 years, but after I aged a little bit, my voice dropped, and now I'm a baritone. So when I used 30 years ago, I used to sing the young, upstart roles, the tenor repertoire. Now, 30 years later, I come back and sing their father, the father repertoire. So, Papa Germon, which was also sung by my dear, sweet mentor, Pablo Elvira.
All right, it's all beautiful. Thomas,
gorgeous.
Thank you very much for sharing with us. And anytime you'd like to come over and sing some, I would love to hear you do that.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. It's a joy. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
One dream in my heart, one love to be living for, one love to be living for. This nearly was mine. One girl for my dream, one partner in paradise, this promise of paradise, this nearly was mine. From South Pacific.
I know that.